Hey, Mike, what do Kelly Slater and PT have in common?
I don't know. They're both world champs?
Nope, they both own Endless Summer box set.
Oh my God, rad. You guys, you can get it too. The link's in the show notes.
Racks on a softer, slippery, big guns like Mark Fu. Trap jumping like a kangaroo.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Quivercast, where we chat with surfers from all around the world, from all walks of life, and we get their story. Find us at www.thequivercast.com. I am Mike, your host. Let's get into the show. So stoked today. This is Mike here on the Quivercast, and I have Gavin Beschen here from Hawaii. How are you doing, Gavin?
Yeah, great, Mike. Nice to join you today. It's definitely taken some time for me to get my stuff together, but good to catch up.
That's rad. You know what? Because you're jamming on the guitar, man. You're ripping on that guitar.
Yeah, well, I grew up playing, and pretty much everyone in my hometown, San Clemente, there was a lot of versatility. You know, everyone was good at something, you know, from music to art to skateboarding to surfing to riding motorcycles, bicycles. You know, we had a real blessing of atmosphere growing up in that city when I was growing up.
Okay, actually, so I have a question. You've been in Hawaii for like way over, how long, 20 years or so or longer?
Yeah, I've been over here easily over almost 25, 30 years. So.
Wow. How shocking is it, or is it shocking going home to San Clemente when you visit? How different is it?
Yeah, I don't usually visit, but my sister lives there. So it's nice when I get to go and see my sister and her three daughters. And, you know, she's really, you know, that makes it easier when you go and visit friends or family. But I mean, if you look at it in another way, then it's changed dramatically. And that's just the way. I mean, even here in the country, it's just nothing but change is just constant. You know, it's just crazy how fast and everything is taking off.
Yeah. Do you think it's just it's the world, or do you think it's beach communities, or like, you know, everyone wants to be closer to the ocean now, it seems like, than back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, our little hidden gem was quite a place I would imagine many people would want to be at. And even here in Hawaii, I can't blame them, because I mean, I look around and see the kids and how blessed we all are. And when I pass through San Clemente, even though it's rare, it's like compared to other places in the world, I mean, it's what an amazing sanctuary.
San Clemente is still cool, but it has changed a lot. It's gotten a lot bigger, just like most of Southern California and Hawaii, I'm sure. In Hawaii, what made you want to move there from San Clemente?
Growing up as a kid, I would come out here and visit my uncle. He was a mechanic and worked out in the west side on the power plants.
Oh, cool.
So I would say before I even started to surf, I wanted to live with him. And my cousins, and they never surfed. And, you know, being introduced to that and visiting my godfather in Kauai and just little introductions to the area was really made me fall in love with, I mean, even before I surfed, with the land and the beauty.
Yeah, it's totally beautiful there. And San Clemente is kind of, it's beautiful too. Totally different. Going to Hawaii, it's a completely different environment. And how has it changed in the last few years? Just a lot more people or traffic?
Yeah, there's just an extreme amount of influx of people, and that's just, I mean, it comes with the territory. And yeah. I just think it was a matter of time, like everything, you know, from the main points of cities and their beauty, people start branching out and, you know, looking for places of refuge.
Yeah.
To find, you know, it's like you have these beautiful little hidden gems. You know, people go so long without realizing what they got. And once they realize, and they, you know, it makes them appreciate the, you know, even though they got to adapt to the influx of people and the growth of the expansion, whether inland or just more densely populated, or everything's rising, inflation. It's just the system is not changing, and it's not making it easier. So it's just I see uncles and I look up to, and their adaptability is what I really am encouraged by, and from the people who raised me, all my uncles in that city, to the people who've carried on helping me to this day. And
that's right.
From my family, my mom and dad, to my brother and sister.
That's right. So. That's right. Do you remember your first time surfing?
Yeah, I probably didn't get my first board till I was 10.
Okay.
But we were surfing on boogie boards way before we got our first real surfboard.
All right.
Yeah, so that was like, by the time I was almost 10, it was like I was still standing up on the boogie board, and there was like, sitting on the shore break, doing airs off the shore break, skimboarding, and watching all the gang come in and be like, no, that's not going to cut it there.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate to have the support of a lot of the older uncles, and they were always like, hey man, get it together. So
that's funny.
And back then there was no sugar coating or nothing. It was like straight, just like, hey man, this is that, and that's this, and this is, it wasn't like, like it is today. It's a lot, which is a good
raw
thing for me.
Yeah,
exactly. It was a lot more raw.
Yeah,
but which is a good thing. Now we're like the next generation, and we all got kids. And now we're like, maybe it was a better thing if it's not so raw.
Yeah. Who was boogie boarding with you? Was it you and your brother, or was your mom and dad going out there? Like, who's?
My dad was surfing with me. Like,
oh, cool.
My dad's taught us surfing all. So, he grew up surfing. Originally, he was from New Jersey.
Wow.
So. He moved to San Clemente probably when he was 20.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then had my brother. And then from there, he just built houses, he's still building them at 73.
Rad.
And he's still riding a shortboard. There's no way I can get him to ride a board smaller than 6'10". I mean, bigger than 6'10".
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's
like,
so cool.
No, I'm just trying to break him into like a little bigger sunset gun, tell him, come on. He's like, can I ride my 6'6"? I'm like, no, Dad, you're 70. Come on, man.
So he's still out there charging, huh?
Yeah, he's been the number one reason, because as a child, we grew up and we had to work with him, and he was like, well, what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. Work with me. We can tie rebarb and pour cement or pull nails, and
yeah.
Or do you want to surf? And we're like, Dad. So we were very blessed to have him stand behind us and sacrifice it all for us.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So your dad was surfing. You guys had a boogie board. You guys got a surfboard. How much older is Shane than you?
He's about 4 years now.
Okay. He's 4 years old. Yeah. All right.
And so my sister's 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
I'm in the middle.
You're the middle child. So was your brother surfing way before you? Or did you guys kind of start at the same time?
Yeah, he was definitely like a little more advanced than me, for sure. Because I was
just a grom.
Yeah, for sure. I was skipping rocks on the beach, and, and going to his contests and watching. It wasn't really a competitive thing for me. It's more of a good adventure and seeing somewhere different. When I'd get to go and watch him surf a contest or some other break. It was more just a good adventure experience.
Okay, so you guys are probably driving up and down the California coast for the most part, huh?
Yeah, definitely. By the time I was 10, I had friends from, Santa Cruz to San Diego and then even Hawaii. I had really good friends, so I was very blessed.
That's right. Your brother was winning heats probably, and you had no interest, or were you joining the contest too, like NSSAs or whatever he was surfing?
Once I started, I never did an NSSA contest in my life, but I did the WSA. So that was that kind of like introduced me, and a lot of the times I was with a lot of my friends, that's pretty much what intrigued me about the gathering of competition as
more hanging out.
Yeah, I get to go and just hang out in the parking lot with my friends and blast the music and
Yeah.
go surf and and chill and talk about it after. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I never. I mean, I think I did better in amateur aspects than as I grew.
Well, it seemed like what I'm hearing from you is you were there for more for just to surf, like, and hang out and get out of town, maybe like a little bit like an adventure, kind of more than you get. Did you care if you lost in the heat, or didn't really matter to
Oh
you?
man, jeez! But when I was playing soccer and basketball, I'd foul out by 12 and go lose my first heat, and then I'd be done by the end of the day. I'd be like, well, it's that's hey, well. Then we'd go do it again. We just wouldn't care. I was really lucky having good friends, and
Yeah.
where that's it was nice to win, but at the same time, it was more important just to like experience the moments. And I guess
Some of the breaks. What were some of your favorite breaks to surf when you were going up and down the coast? Like, do you have a favorite California break?
well, back in the day, it was like the three most important places to practice when I was growing up was like Gravels.
Oh yeah, in
And
Salt
so
Creek. Yeah.
yeah, and then we had State Park in San Clemente,
Yeah.
and like
Right.
then from there it was down towards the pier, from State Park to the pier.
Okay. Never
And
T
then-
Street.
Yeah, T Street for sure. That was the reef break, so we had to get familiar with that.
Yeah.
And the difficulties of the intricacies of the break was always teaching you patience. So
Yeah.
whether it be the crowd or the wave itself just not breaking. So
It's a weird way. A lot of waves in San Clemente are kind of wonky, kind of weird, but they're good too at the same time. It's strange.
yeah, so that's good. And then like once you'd practice in the more powerful beach stomping breaks, then you'd go try to like capitalize in the lowers because you'd have a great open canvas. And before, I mean, even lowers, I mean, uppers, and I mean, we had churches, lowers, uppers, and
Yep.
I mean, so those were all really important. Even practicing at San Onofre with a lot of the uncles, and that was a critical part of it too.
What kind of equipment were you riding, like surfing, like San Onofre? Were you riding your like regular shortboard, or were you riding different boards?
Oh yeah, I'd ride everything, anything.
Okay, cool.
My dad was longboard. We were not like particular about anything. We'd ride it, anything.
Really?
Just-
Okay, cool.
yeah. So it's great to see. I mean, the expansion of them, the individualism of the free ride. Everybody's.
I agree, 100%. But back then, you were, unless maybe you were at San Onofre or something, but I don't know. Like, it seemed like everyone was really closed mind on the boards. Everyone was riding the 510 or whatever traditional shortboard. To what I remember, that wasn't the fact for you.
Well, shit. If you had a board, you were ripping, man.
I like that.
It was like when you don't got much and you got something, then it doesn't matter. You ain't worried about what other people say or.
Yeah.
Like,
I like that.
I got my board, and it's just even if it's brown and broken 5 times, I don't care. I'm gonna go surf.
That's cool. So in today's world, how much are you surfing?
Not necessarily as much as I would like to, but these days surfing with my son has been a major savior. So my boy's almost 10, and just being able to surf with him and see him and his friends gather that momentum in the foundation of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like by the time I was this age, I mean, I still look around and I can say I have friends that I've surfed with since I was 10, and we're still friends, and now we have kids, and
Right.
So
yeah, no, 100%.
like,
yeah. So yeah, I see on your Instagram, like you love surfing with your son. So you taking him out, like is that the main gets you out there the most probably?
No, once the season starts up, it's the breaks and the waves and my boards. Timmy makes me really good boards, so it's like I have no excuse. So he's been shaping me boards since I was like 93 or 94.
Wow.
By the time I was 18, I was, I traded in my Almerics for having him shape me the boards for the rest of my life.
That's so awesome. Yeah. What's your guys' relationship?
He's been a major father figure for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and not just with discussing surfboards or this or that. It's just more just a great support and like all genres,
Okay.
you know.
So he's like a
It's
friend.
oh, he's extremely more than a friend. He's
More
been
than a
there.
friend. Okay.
Yeah, like a dad to me.
Right. That's so cool. Yeah, the guy's super nice, huh? So you go to San Clemente, you're surfing all around, and there's a crew ahead of you, an older crew. What are you thinking about those guys? Are they kind of harassing you, or are they encouraging you, or are they doing kind of
Back
both?
Oh man, back when I was 10, there was the hood, and you couldn't paddle anywhere near the lowers peak.
Okay. So you're sitting underneath everybody?
No, you had to sit way on the shoulder. You couldn't sit underneath anybody.
Yeah, that's funny.
There's 20 guys, and they'd all just want to just give them one reason. They'd love to just put you in your place.
Okay. Who are some of the guys?
So,
Who are those guys? Do you want to say their names or no?
pretty much the whole city of San Clemente was super tight. There was like a whole pecking order. There was like, everyone was really good too. So, and they weren't messing around. So, I mean, the people I looked up to, there was a reason I was on the shoulder, is for take notes.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah. At that time,
But at the same time,
yeah,
it was demanded. There was no like, oh, come over here, kid, you got this.
right.
No, that wasn't the case.
No.
Now it's a free for all.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, these kids are so lucky. They have the support, and everyone's trying to train them and make them,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is a beautiful thing. But
no, it's good and bad. I think you're 100% right, because like my son's a second generation, your son's a third, or at least a third generation surfer, right?
yeah,
They live in a different world than we lived in, I think.
yeah. Well, exactly. So their world taught us ours, and that the main thing that was projected in my mind was like appreciation. Like, hey,
Okay.
man, you're lucky you get to do this, and you better.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Actually, I like that. Okay.
Considering where they came from wasn't as easy. That was like, man, back then wasn't as accept those days as it is nowadays.
Did you have a favorite surfer at home in San Clemente? The hometown, I should say.
Shoot, it's pretty much everyone from my town I looked up to in a surfing regard.
Okay, and there's a lot.
Yeah, and from every family to every, the list is as long as the people who live there.
Yeah.
And but the people who came to San Clemente like back then that were affiliated with a friend, so it branched out, and then those branches led to other routes, which I was blessed to be a part of. And so, I mean, every which way it led me, I was.
These friends you had in San Clemente, you were also going to Hawaii quite a bit, right? And so were you surfing with the same kind of crew in Hawaii, or did you have different friends in Hawaii to surf with?
Pretty much the friends from San Clemente branched out to my friends in Hawaii, which was which I would have never been able to obtain, without, the uncles and brothers from San Clemente, like my brother, and that which branched out to lead me to the family I was blessed with, in the 90s.
Who are some of the guys you're still surfing with today, especially when like you live near the North Shore? So a lot of these guys come into town probably during the winter. So you get to see them all the time, huh?
I'm not so much looking forward to the people who are coming and going as opposed to the people who live here. Okay. Like nowadays, I more enjoy coming out to the lineup and seeing the people that I've been surfing with the last, 20 plus years, Yeah. And seeing the next generation of those surfers and the older surfers that has encouraged me. And so it's pretty much the community around here is really uplifting, and that's what I look forward to riding waves with.
That's rad. Okay. Are you staying off the main breaks? I mean, I see videos of you and you're still ripping hard. Or are you still paddling out at like pipe, or where's your go-to wave? Or you don't have to say if you don't want, by the way.
I like them all, and I pretty much want to go to where's best that day. And,
okay. So you kind of check it out.
Yeah, for sure. It's like these days, with the variety of waves we have here in such a short little dimension, it's like you know, if one wave's not good, you know, then you gravitate towards the wave that, you know, is more inviting to your feeling or energy level.
Okay. We all are getting older, but has your wave preference changed a little bit over the years?
As I've gotten older, no, it makes it worse because I just want a good wave, you know.
Okay. All right.
So it's like as I get older, it's like I mean, I just still I have the extreme desire to push myself and
That's right.
you know, look for my dream wave, you know, and I know it's that sort of a thing never comes easy, and you know, you got to really like one of my very inspirational uncles, Double D, said, you know, you got to get through the white water before you get to the blue water.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like that. It's like everything we know of life, and we can correlate with paddling out, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you got to go through a lot of hardships, and to obtain position, you got to maintain discipline, and you got to maintain like consistency, which is, you know, you can't just say I'm practicing. You got to go practice. So that stuff is important, you know, maintaining, even if you don't catch the wave you're looking for, then just maintaining presence and consistency, and, you know.
Okay. Now you're talking about surfing, but that could be, all that can be relevant in life too, I guess, right?
Yeah, of course. And a lot of the things older uncles teach you is what you take in the water and learn from the ocean is it's better take notes when you apply it to your life on land. So
yeah, that's rad. That's super cool, actually. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay. How do you stay healthy to be able to go out in some, because the waves of consequence are in your front door, really?
Well, I'm kind of a contradiction on that concept.
That's funny. Really?
I've working, doing concrete, mixing cement last 3 years, and cutting tile, and just doing dirty work, and more time to think about that, but I don't. And when the time's right, you can't really think, oh man, this or that. It's just like, man, I know I'm not going to be the same if I don't go paddle out.
Okay. Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's me, and that's what I love. And if you don't do what you love, then man.
Yeah, you lose something, I think, right?
Oh yeah, you 100% you do. And it's whoever's surrounded by you will feel it. It's like when you're sitting next to a person who's frying on acid, you could feel their contact high.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's energy pouring out of them, just radiating. And then, man, if you just take that energy out of them, and it goes the other way too.
Yeah. That's kind of heavy, but it's cool. I like that. Okay. No, really, seriously. Okay. I got to ask you about this. So you're on your Instagram, you're jamming, you're playing some music. I like your music, by the way. Where do you get the inspiration? Are any of those covers, or that was all like original music?
Yeah, I never got good at learning other people's. Music. Okay. I just kind of I mean, I'll use them for influential effects. You know, I mean,
yeah.
But no, I never was good at learning songs and like playing songs all the way through, or like keeping tempo, or it's just more for like just a state of meditation and like keep my mind. So it's like between my dogs and my guitars, there's and my kids, that's it. And then the waves, you know.
Of course. That's right.
Yeah, definitely is my grounder.
Would you consider your music like improvisational? Are you writing a song and then recording it like when you do on Instagram, or are you just kind of picking up the guitar or the ukulele or whatever and just kind of jamming?
Well, shit, I've been playing since I was 10, so I'm pretty much playing the same shit. I'm just playing the same shit I could never get right since I was 10.
Oh, that's
so it's just a way out for me, just to like
headspace.
Yeah, melt into my music, and you know, other people do other things, and you know, that's one of the things that it's like just like surfing. You know, I come in, and before I surf, I play my guitar, and after I surf, I play my guitar, and
that's right.
And if I have someone to play with, and man, that's even better. You know, collaborating your energies of existence.
Okay, that's cool. So, do you have a favorite person to jam with? Your son jams with you, right?
Yeah, he's getting there, man. I tell you, it's just
That's cool.
these days with kids, it's like, they're so smart. It's like you can't tell them anything. I already know,
Yeah.
but it's yeah. Well, I mean, I was really lucky to grow up, and having uncles show me how to jam and stuff from
Mhm.
San Clemente. So
Okay.
they're a big factor. And I mean, if I'm lucky, I have a friend over here who jams, and he's more like college producer music.
Mm-hmm.
He knows all the names, and I don't know any names.
Okay.
So it's good. I play, and it's definitely a savior for me.
Yeah, that's cool. So going back to your son and your family and surfing and your son and guitar playing and your son, did he ask to jump in, or did you hand him Did you hand him the equipment to do so, to surf? Did you hand him a surfboard and say, let's go surf? Or was it
Oh
more
yeah,
like...
he was before even he was in diapers, and I was carrying him on the surfboard.
That's cool.
He had no choice. He was just that was locked in. I was dragging his ass out when he was, and his sister. His sister is 16, Marley.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, so I mean, she wants to be a pilot now, so that's ambitious.
That's great, dude. That's rad.
Yeah,
Good for her.
so she's 16, so I don't see her much, but
Yeah.
I'm blessed, and I'm really fortunate, and they're ambitious, and
Yeah.
that's when I look at my kids. I don't care what anything else. It's like I see they're genuine, and that
Yeah. They got to pave their own path, really, right?
yeah. And I do my best to leave that to them, and
That's cool.
not let anyone tell them otherwise. Because
Good.
there's nothing short of other diminishing negative things going on.
Of
Like
course.
you got to just believe, and
Okay.
make it happen.
And that's it right there. That's good words.
Yeah.
What about your son and guitar? Did he ask to pick up the guitar, or did he start tinkering around, or did you throw a guitar on his shoulder?
I'm letting that I plant the seed, and I'm letting that try to grow organically as well.
Okay.
I don't have him be Satriani by 12, but I want him to be like, I want him to realize that the music and playing guitar is like the ocean. You can go to it, and it's always going to be there, and it's going to be your friend, and it'll help you, and it'll soothe you when you're confused or angry or any of the emotions that are negative. It'll be there, and which is what the ocean is, what music is to me as well.
Yeah, I like that. Do you think the general population, most humans on Earth, everywhere in the world, that don't surf or don't play music or don't have an outlet, are they missing out on life, I guess is the question, in your thoughts?
I wouldn't say missing out. There is a deeper line into our existence from the creator. And
Mm-hmm.
I would say that is one of them, music and our existence to this earth and us just being organisms of it.
Okay.
It's like music is directly connected to us.
I agree.
And,
the ocean is
and
too.
whether it's art or it's some other outlet that's like part of that,
Mm-hmm.
it's essential,
Yeah.
to find.
Yeah.
Even if someone's telling you, oh, you'll never do it, you're never gonna be an artist, or you're never gonna surf or play music. Hey, man, I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
As if that's what's connecting me to my,
Yeah.
the higher self. Then I'm gonna follow that.
I like that. You're still on Volcom, right? So that's a long relationship you guys had.
Yeah, I started just at the pretty much 1994 and beginning
Wow.
of where I started.
Wow.
So and after this season, I'll be 30 years with them. So
That's crazy. That's great.
yeah, I mean, I don't need much, and they've let me be myself, and I mean,
That's cool.
I couldn't ask for a better, from Richard to Troy, those and everyone in between, from the snowboard to the skateboard, from Rami to, I got to cruise with like a very incredible type of family. And to me, that was more important than representing someone, and representing my family was way more powerful than saying I make a bunch of money.
I would like to dig into that a little bit. Is being yourself. Has it always been that way, or has any of the, let's say, sponsors or anybody else in life try to change you, or you're Gavin's Gavin? Is that kind of what you're saying?
I was very blessed to have Volcom let me be myself,
Yes.
considering all what I was, and I wasn't the perfect angel for nothing. It was like, so they get hold on me, and I did my best to capitalize and represent them with all my heart. And from Richard to like Troy, everyone over here. We have all Ty, Mana, Clint. We have so many guys who are part of this family that have helped, helped cultivate and help me as a seed grow. That has always been a really important aspect. They created this ultimate area to grow people, not only the team, but the friendship and the family. And it's just,
it's the support of guys being able to go surf and surf.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone's here for the reason of we all love surfing, and we all love each other too. And it's like, man, that's my friend.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So another thing you do real quick is surf with Gavin. So what's that about? Like tell us about that. When you can surf with Gavin Beschen. I like that.
There's not much to tell, man. I've been trying to find someone to come surf with me for years, and it ain't proven too successful. I've had to lean more towards the labor construction and dirty work and teaching kids to surf. But
there's nothing wrong with that,
it's
honestly.
another outlet for try to maintain the life and. Just something I like, I love doing, and I worked with Malleola Foundation doing it. So I was thinking, I could correlate that, but it was just, I still do it, and I still reach out to anyone who was interested, and
cool.
So it's not like something that's taken off.
Yeah. It's not your 8 to 5. You have a real 8 to 5.
Close. I'm just waiting for someone to reach out. So it's there, but I mean, if not, then I gotta just keep pounding, working,
and there's no shame in that, dude. We all got to work.
Yeah, so it's good. It's definitely, if I can do that on the side and help some kids, then I'm all for it. But
100%.
Meanwhile, I got to stay focused and all my sights are on my kids. So it's like that's my main. I start getting caught in the whirlwind and negativity or anything. I just got to reset my sights and my scope on that.
That's rad. That's cool.
And then it just everything else is like no, out over the shoulder, out the window.
Yeah,
this is my.
Yeah, I like that. Right on, Gavin. Man, I appreciate you coming on the Quivercast, bro. I had good times. You said some insightful things. I got to actually take a seat back and think about that for a second. So
I'm glad.
Gavin Beschen, thanks, man.
100-foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100-foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. Your boo on my didgeridoo. They calling me dude. I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop. She grabbing a hold of my leggy. They jelly, they Gucci my weddy. The fridge of Giuseppe, the train is so heavy. She thinks that I'm charging the Eddie. 100-foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100-foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. Surf trap, I'm stacking that money. Your shorts a red Ferrari. He starts to calling me Dundee. Diamonds are surfing McFlurry. She want me to teach her to surf. Splash, I'm pulling up, ripping the verse. I'm leaving these kooks in the hearse. They get moved 100 foot on their head, they get work. 100 foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. 100 foot out choke food. 100 racks on a surf dude. Slippery, big guns like Mark Food. Trap jumping like a kangaroo. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You calling me dude, I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. You know we don't fuck with no kooks. They calling me dude, I'm stacking the loot. I'm ripping your chick in the coop.
Hey, you guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. So much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.